Hey guys, welcome to Toy Chat. This is Max.
Autumn.
And Sang.
And we have something very exciting to share with you guys today. So, Sang and I got some very special packages from Monster High, and we're gonna share with you guys some of the fun stuff we got. So, first and foremost, we got the new Reboot Frankie Stein and Draculaura dolls. So, these are the new standard versions of the dolls, pretty much. Yeah, so
Basics.
The new rebooted basic dolls. So we are going to give you guys an in-depth review of them, and we're going to let you know our thoughts. We're going to show you all their little details. I have to say right off the bat, the perception of them is really different when you see them in person for the first time. They both, Draculaura in particular, looks really different from the prototype. So we're going to go over all the fun stuff, show you guys, and it's gonna be awesome. We're excited.
So Monster High was very generous enough to send us little care packages. They sent me Draculaura, and they sent Max Frankie, and they sent us both 2 copies. So we're gonna do a giveaway. So stay tuned for that. But in the package, for me, the box was really big. Well, I got 2 Draculauras. Mattel sent me a Monster High cantina. What do you call this? Canteen. Cool mug, coffee mug. It's really nice. Love the design on there. And they also sent me, since I got Draculaura, they sent me mini versions of Claudine and Frankie. These little see-through bags, as well as blind bags of
The Monster High Mystery Minis.
Oh, there's actually a hole in here. There's a hole.
Game changer.
Our first hole.
So you can tell me both one is?
No, this is Draculaura. They're both Draculaura.
I know.
They sent us a letter saying it's both Draculaura. So Draculaura. So might give one of these away or something. And I got cool little headphones. I also got cool sunglasses.
That would fit like a 5-year-old. They're really cute though.
They are really cute. Yeah, I got those. So those are really cool. And then in Max's package, we got
same stuff pretty much, plus I got the Frankie, so I got Frankie, Sang got Draculaura. And I also got a Claudine Wolf in her Wave 2 outfit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in her Wave 2 outfit, vinyl figure, which is awesome because I don't have this one yet. And I got a mug as well. I'm really curious if these are like the types of mugs that like a new design or change color in it, fill it up with something hot. It feels like it might be. And yeah, I got the same stuff as him. The minifigures are super cute, really adorable. Autumn, I think, is very excited for them because she's really into
I'm
the
gonna
dolls.
spend so much money.
Yeah. So yeah, that pretty much covers it. So that was our special little packages from Monster High. But yeah, we're definitely going to give you guys an in-depth review of the all-new Frankie and Draculaura. So stay tuned for that. All right, so here is Reboot Frankie Stein in box. She comes in a pretty standard budget Monster High doll size box. There's artwork of all 3 of the girls on the bottom. It's got Frankie, Draculaura, and Claudine. There's the little blue skull symbol with her stitches through it. Skullet, yes. And the background of the box is just standard Monster High background, little blue locker, stripes.
a little like a coffin. Alright, so this is the back of the box. Again, they have the tagline, "How do you boo?" And Frankie has a new description on the back of the box. We're curious on like how her original story plays into this. Because in the original story, when she enrolled in Monster High, she's only a couple days old. And now this is like a full year before Monster High. I don't know.
Before?
Yeah.
Or into?
No, the reboot series is before Monster High even was created.
And they're making it seem like, based on these new clips and everything, that the 4 main girls basically like contributed towards like forming the school, basically.
Yeah.
It seems like to some extent they're rebooting bits and pieces of the original girls. I don't really want to say personalities, but some of their bios and little quirks are a little bit different. Like, you know, in this bio it specifies that Frankie likes to try a lot of different things, and it's really emphasizing how she is really into new experiences and stuff like that. Draculaura has a little bit more of a radical change in her bio that we'll get into, but yeah, this is new bio, new description.
Yep, so a little bit of bio on her, and then the bottom scrollette right here is the kind of the movie summary, kind of, or introduction to it, synopsis. So if you want to take a look at that. Also available in this line is Draculaura and Ari Huntington, who we have not seen in person yet. So I'm curious on how she will look in person and how closely she resembles Spectra. Then you got your usual stuff here, safety warnings and requirements. This was made in Indonesia, and that's the barcode.
Okay, so here is Reboot Frankie. She has a very similar hairstyle to original Frankie, where she's got the little, you can't really call it a bump, it's more like a, I don't know, Autumn, what
Clipped
girly
back
hairstyle.
hair.
Yeah. It's like
Flat bump.
clipped back hair. She's got her signature primarily white hair with some nice black streaks. And her makeup is pretty simple and understated. She has what I want to say is almost like a salmon peach colored top eyeshadow.
With
and
no bottom eyeshadow.
No bottom eyeshadow, yeah.
It's very reserved for Monster High, which is the direction they seem to be going in.
Direction they're heading. She has, you know, light brown eyebrows and ruby red lips, and her earrings.
I want to say it's ruby red.
Yeah.
It's more of like a blood orange.
Yeah.
You don't want to say ketchup, but yeah, it's like, yeah.
It's like the most neutral, like red.
Yeah.
She also has a tiny bit of blush on her cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually has very noticeable blush on her cheeks. So there's definitely like a noticeable like pink hue to her cheeks, which is cute. And yeah, her earrings are little like bright yellow gears. And they're pretty.
They look like nuts and bolts.
Or nuts and bolts, yeah.
Yeah,
So
with
more
like a chain in between.
Yeah, so those are pretty cute.
So for her top, she has a button-up white shirt underneath with a sweater vest over it with her initial on it, F for Frankie.
And in lieu of an actual tie, she has a necklace shaped like a lightning bolt tie, which is very cute. Obviously the shirt and the vest are not two separate pieces, but it looks pretty cute regardless. She does have like a, you know, a collar that you can press down or up, so
Yeah.
that's cute.
I like the she also has a yellow thread seam.
Yeah, I think what's cute about the style of outfit she's wearing is I think it kind of falls in line with Frankie's trademark style, where it has like that kind of trendy electricity theme. But I feel like in a lot of like the signature Frankie releases, she's always kind of dressed like for the first day of school, you know, which is kind of a cute theme for her because she's
Very schoolgirl.
historically the new girl, the new schoolgirl. So I think this outfit definitely falls in line with that. So for her skirt, she has a blue and black checkered plaid
Yeah.
skirt, yeah, with which I think what's really cool about her skirt is it has
Lightning bolts on it.
it has little lightning bolts on it, and it also gives me kind of like a stitching vibe. So I actually think it's really cute how they incorporated both her electricity theme and her, you know, like stitched theme into a single piece of clothing.
It's form-fitting up to this yellow line you can see here, and then it kind of fans out a bit. Just got a little cute extra flair there.
Yeah.
Skirt's separate, right? from
No,
the top?
they're all one piece.
The whole, okay.
The whole outfit
Her
is
whole
one
outfit is one piece.
Yes.
Okay.
Frankie finishes her outfit up with a silver chain belt, I want to say.
Oh, it's like a multi-layered belt. It's all one piece, but it's supposed to give you the impression of 3 or so belts put together. What was it? It reminds me of the mistake they made for Coffin Bean Frankie. Because in the promo pictures for that, they actually put Holt Hyde's original belt. And it has that, yeah, scandalous. It has that little extra chain thing going on there. And I'm wondering, I don't know if they found that appealing, decided to reincorporate that here.
So this is the single one accessory that this Frankie comes with. She comes with a yellow purse. It looks more like a book bag to me. It's kind of, you know, like rectangular in shape. It has a little like plastic stitching on it with a lightning bolt in the lower left corner and a few little bubbly circles around the outer rims. And I do like how the ridges up here are kind of, it's giving me both nuts and bolts and like stitching vibes. So I like that.
And this is also just one giant plastic chunk.
Yeah, it doesn't like open, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and the back.
And then on the back, it has a giant lightning bolt, as well as a smaller one in the corner right here with a skullet. And it looks like some stitching on the sides, as well as there's a gear right here. Little like patchworks on there.
It's pretty clunky, but it's got a cute book bag feel to it.
So Frankie has black platforms on. They are painted, well, they're black, and there's some yellow paint on them to resemble the laces. Yeah. And on her heel portion, she has nuts and bolts lined up. There's also some stitching on the shoe as well. Very standard Frankie shoes, in my opinion. They're cute.
Yeah, they're pretty simple, but they're cute, on theme. I like the nuts and bolts.
I like the overall black. I feel like they'll go with most outfits.
All right, so my favorite part is
Here
the
we
comparison. So this is original Frankie. Actually, this is
original Ghouls Frankie.
Yeah, original Ghouls
Yeah.
Frankie, and of course new Frankie. So let's just jump right into it.
Obviously, they were inspired by original Ghouls Frankie, channeling a lot of that same aesthetic.
Yeah, what's kind of interesting we've talked about is despite the fact that Welcome to Monster High Frankie in the movie has a new hairstyle, she has like side-swept hair and a headband. On the doll, she has pretty much the same hairstyle as original Frankie.
And also in the image on the box, she has.
She does. In the art, in the box art, yeah, it's the same hairstyle. So let's just jump right into the faces. So as you can kind of tell, what's kind of interesting, first and foremost, is the fact that with the new Ever After High faces, you know, they actually narrowed down and shrunk, you know, the heads and the face. With the new releases, new Frankie, I actually feel like has a larger, like, head and face.
Well, you
than
know
old
where it
Frankie.
is, though.
In her forehead.
Yeah, it's the forehead.
She has a huge forehead.
So much extra room between her eyebrows and her hairline, which, I don't know, gives her kind of a interesting look.
Yeah.
I think the most striking thing to me is, besides the new change in the eyes, is her eyebrows.
Yeah, well, the thing with new Frankie, her, you know how like when you do your makeup and you like draw on your brows, new Frankie, her eyebrows have no, they have no arc. So they're just kind of flat, you know, like in a kind of a slight curve over her eyes, which I think is part of what makes her forehead look so big. As where original Frankie, she has the more dramatic, you know, like arched eyebrows that, you know, fall more in line with the like dramatic makeup. So of course, you know, new Frankie has the larger, bubblier eyes. And what's interesting is I feel like new Frankie has poutier lips than original Frankie. She almost looks like she's making like a kissy face.
She has a higher, she has a bigger upper lip.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually really cute.
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, you know, I mean, you know, in our Monster High discussion video, one of the concerns we mentioned having was kind of a downgrade in the quality of clothing, or just, you know, less details in the clothing. I mean, that concern has been pretty crushed now that we see it in person, because, you know, her clothes are actually, you know, detailed and cute, and especially considering this is, you know, from what we can tell, like a budget level release. She has quite a few like accessories and some nice detail in her clothing, and the new face is cute. It's definitely, you know, it's you know, it's definitely more youthful and bubbly and takes some getting used to.
What do you think about like the palette difference? Because obviously it is bubblier, but another thing is that all the colors, especially compared to the original, are much lighter. Like almost a pastel in comparison. I was like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, personally, I really liked the dramatic makeup on the Monster High dolls. I can see why they might kind of be an issue for certain parents, but I mean, it's just personal preference of mine. I really liked, you know, the dramatic kind of vampy look some of the classic Monster High dolls had. The new Frankie is, you know, she's definitely cute, but she has that more kind of sugary, bubbly look to her. It makes her look a lot younger, which, as most of you know by now, it is sounding like, you know, the Welcome to Monster High movie is set in the past, so the girls are a bit younger. But what's funny is, despite the fact that they, you know, they downplayed her makeup in her new release, I feel like her blush is way more noticeable on new Frankie, which, I mean, that I actually like. I like that she has that little pop of pink on her cheeks.
It makes her look a lot more alive.
Now, what I'm really curious about is, you know, Frankie is kind of known for having very, very soft hair, but hair that's kind of, you know, like it bends easily and it's kind of like flimsy. Personally, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like new Frankie's hair isn't the exact same material.
I feel like the hair is the same.
It's not the same color, that's for sure.
I feel like new Frankie has
This
way
is
more.
way more silvery versus the kind of like creamy white.
That's true.
I think it's the same material though. It's still the bendy material. Actually, her hair is more bent than this Frankie.
Well, I've well washed her.
Yeah, so.
The one on the left I've well washed. But yeah.
One thing I noticed is, actually Max pointed out, is her stitches are totally different now. They're no longer have that black outline. As you can see on her arm right here, they're just a straightforward silver stitching.
Yeah. Which, I mean, honestly, I prefer the black outline stitch. I think it gives it more detail, it makes it a little more realistic. That being said, I prefer it to the, like, imprinted, uncolored stitches that were rumored for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the outlined stitches goes along with the softer look. One thing I do notice with the new Frankie is her lower lashes are a different color than her top lash. So it gives you, again, the more softer look. But also, I mean, the only reason you would have a different upper eyelash color from your lower one is you're wearing mascara.
Which
So
you're only wearing mascara on your top lashes.
yeah,
Which is when you know you guys don't do makeup, but that is the more like natural look
yeah.
to only do it on one half.
Yeah, that's one of the most noticeable things for sure, I think, about all the new faces, is that they have very light colored, like bottom lashes. You can like barely see them from afar.
for the longest time, there was a lot of rumors going around that they're going to change the Monster High bodies to fit with the Ever After High. So that they have changed that. I do notice like a difference between the old Frankie and the new Frankie. The new Frankie has thicker thighs. It's the biggest one I noticed. It's thicker, and then she has a bit more girth around her arms too. So
And her calves.
yeah.
A
Also,
little bit more angular.
yeah, and I noticed with the Monster High, the new, what I noticed with the Ever After High dolls is their joints are more sturdy, and it does definitely apply here too with the new Frankie. Her leg joints are really stiff.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, to be honest, if we're talking about in terms of improvements over the original releases, I actually personally like that they made, the joints are, generally speaking, they're quite a bit sturdier. Like, they don't feel like they could come loose easily, they actually remind me a little bit of the DC superhero girls bodies in terms of just general sturdiness, where they're still very posable, but you're much less likely to like accidentally pop off like a hand or a limb or something like that, because they're actually very sturdy. So I appreciated that. Okay, so our final thoughts and impressions of Reboot Frankie. I have to say, as a whole, I am pleasantly surprised. In terms of, obviously there were a lot of concerns about the reboot and the direction everything was going to go. I think, she has a really cute outfit, unexpectedly detailed for a budget doll. I like her hair and her accessories. In terms of the face, what I will say about the face, I'm still in the process of getting used to the new face, and there's definitely still a very large part of me that's going to miss the original face, and is also still a part of me that hopes there will still be some upcoming releases that use the original face mold. But she is still cute, and I can handle it. Her forehead is a little large, and her eyes are a little bubbly for my taste, but I really like her blush, and she looks especially adorable from certain angles, and she definitely captures that cute new girl look.
As a big time Frankie collector, I think I feel the most hesitant out of everyone here, but looking at her in person, I feel that she's very sweet, and she's gonna fit in with my collection just fine. And I will probably still continue to collect Frankies from now on. I'm excited to see what they do with her and new style choices. The light makeup kind of, in a way, gives even more options somehow, if that makes sense. Like, just, I don't know, just the stuff we haven't seen before, because before it had to be dramatic or whatever. I'm hoping that we'll get a doll with the hairstyle from the Welcome to Monster High clip with the swept over.
Side swept and a headband. Yeah,
because that is so appealing to me.
I mean, I love Frankie's original hairstyle, but yeah, I think it would be really cute to have like that new little side swept look.
Originally I did have some reservations on the new dolls and the reboot of Monster High. I don't hate change, and I think the Monster High changes, while they're pretty drastic, and I don't think that they needed this much change. I can understand why they want to attract, a more younger crowd, and a crowd that's, are just starting to get into Monster High. But I do like the new faces. I think they're more bubbly, more cute. My whole deal was, the dolls originally don't look very similar to what the characters look like on the show. And I think now that they have a much more bubbly, more animated look, They look a little more similar to the show, which I can appreciate. You know, when your child goes out and want a doll of a character they see in this movie, and you know, you go out and you buy something that doesn't look like it per se, it can be a little discouraging. But I think now that they're a bit more similar to the animation on the new show or movie, I think as a child I would enjoy that a little bit more. I think of the basic girls we saw. I think Frankie has the cutest outfit. She's also probably has the most diverse color palette of the other ones. I think Draculaura's a little too pink. Frankie's just a nice blend of, you know, blue and yellow, and there's some white on there that really just, yeah, and black. That really just makes it's just appealing to the eye. Casual.
I really like her skirt, actually, the more I look at it.
Yeah, I like the sweater vest. So she has a very cute outfit. Her face is definitely the most jarring change now that we see them in person.
Especially now that I've had a chance to study both her and the original Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I really appreciate kind of the more toned down, because, you know, the original Monster High girls, as beautiful as they were, they kind of looked like, you know, 20-year-old supermodels as far as monsters went.
And I mean, I'm down for that for my dolls because they're beautiful.
Yeah, and I have nothing against it, but I kind of appreciate how, like, youthful this Frankie does seem.
And I always get excited when I see new dolls in stores, so you know, that feeling never is gonna go away. We thank Monster High for sending us these dolls and giving us a chance to check them out before they hit the shelves and you know, get a better understanding how these dolls will show up in stores and how they will look. You know, learn to appreciate them more, as we always talk about how you know, we end up getting the dolls, we end up loving them a little bit more.
Yeah.
When you physically have them in your hand.
Every time we see a promo picture and we're like, oh, I don't know about that. And then we get it in person, like, it was meant to be.
I remember, one of the things I remember was when we saw really early leaked low quality promo pictures for like Cast of Fierce, we were like, oh god, like, what is that thing? Like, we thought it was horrible, and then we saw her in person and we like really liked her and thought she was really cool and unique. So, okay guys, so Monster High was kind enough to send us 2 Frankie Stein dolls, so this other one is going to be for one of you guys. So all you have to do to enter our giveaway for Reboot Frankie Stein is read the description below and you can win this doll. It's international, anyone can win her. Thanks so much for joining us for this review, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.